Hi, hi, hi. What a miserable day it is out there today. So we have got some Pilates. I'm just trying to link up with my phone. Right, sorry about that, guys. I had my postman at the door. Right. So work however you feel comfortable. Remember, if you've got back problems and things, listen to your body. If your back is uncomfortable and saying don't do this, then rest, don't do it, join back in when you're ready. Can you see I've still got chocolates sitting there? I've disguised them on top of the fruit bowl. So you go for an apple, but you accidentally put your hand in the tub of roses. How does that happen? All the time, all the time. Okay, so I'm still trying to hook up with this. We're having internet problems this morning. I don't know if anyone else, we're with Virgin Media and it's been absolutely horrendous, especially as today is like first day of homeschooling for both my boys. So it's a bit annoying. Okay, so please feel free to rest and get a drink at any time. Work where you feel comfortable. And like I say, if you have got back problems and things, listen to the body, do what it says to you. If it says it's uncomfortable, then listen, okay? And I'm going to give you different levels. So level 1 will be your basic level, your beginner level. But don't be afraid, even if you normally do a high level, okay, don't be afraid to stay at a lower level, because you can then work harder, you can then really focus on the core muscles, all right? So sometimes low level, you're still working at a really high intensity, all right? So standing nice and upright, itchy back, toes and knees point forwards, shoulders down and relaxed. Make sure you're balanced and central, so you're rocking forwards, backwards, side to side. Make sure you've got that even distribution of body weight across both of those feet. Finding the neutral spine, so you're just gently tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. I did step and tone earlier. Oh, I can already feel my core muscles. I've really felt that one. Holding it in place when you find it, so you've got that natural lordotic curve, that neutral, comfortable spine, okay? Straight line from the head down to the heels. Core muscles. The pelvic floor, now that's the muscle that you would use to stop mid-flow, okay? So imagine that muscle from within, and I want you to draw it up as if it's in a lift to the highest floor, floor number 10. And then I want you to lower it down halfway to floor 5, and then down to floor 3. Now floor 3, round about 30% engagement, that's maintainable. If you have it drawn up too high, you're never going to hold that for the whole of the session. So we just hold it about 30% and aim to keep it in place. Then imagine you've got a belt around your middle, 10 notches, again, pull it in as tight as you can to notch 10, out to notch 5, out to notch 3, and leave it there. So you can feel some tightening around the centre of the body, maintaining it from this point on. Holding from the core and the neutral spine, we then breathe from the rib cage. Hands on the ribs, fingertips touch, take a deep breath in. Hands will naturally part and release. Deep breath in and release. Good. Relax the arms down, gently begin to pedal through your feet one side to the other, raising up an alternating heel. Allow those shoulders to gently rotate one way and the other way. Good. Place the feet down, lift all the way up onto those toes, lengthen the body and release. Lift all the way up. Happy New Year, by the way, if you're joining me for the first time this week. It is only Tuesday though, so I will let you off. and release. Good. So you're going to step and lunge forward, bring the body forward, rotate, come to the centre and back. Alternating the leg, I'd like you to drop the back knee, okay? So as you come forward, drop the back knee and you're rotating towards the front leg. Good. One more on each side for me, just loosening up, mobilising the body in preparation to work. Holding it in the centre, step out, reach up over, back into the middle. Good. Step and reach, lateral flexion, lengthening through the waist, through the spine. We're going to do one more on each side, please. Last one here. And then holding it in the middle. Allow your hips to rotate in one direction and then the other. Lovely. Holding it in the centre. Take one foot forward, circle round, lift the knee in balance. Toe forward. This is where we find out if all the Prosecco and champagne and whatever else you drank over Christmas, making sure that's all gone out of our system now so we can balance. Hold it here. Ankle one way and the other, and place the foot down. Other leg forwards. We didn't drink very much over Christmas in this house. We don't really anyway. My husband drinks ale, so he had a few, and then he's a rum drinker. Foot comes forward, rotate round, lift and hold, ankle one way and the other, and place the foot down. I think I had about 3/4 of a bottle of champagne New Year's Eve, and my son had the other bit. Lengthening back, chin into the chest, breathe in, breathe out gently, roll down, soften your knees, allow the arms to hang and relax, and then when you're ready, gently begin the process of rolling back up, rebuilding the spine. As you get to the top, relax the shoulders, resetting the posture. Breathe in, chin to the chest, breathe out gently, roll down through your back. Allow the arms to hang and relax, and then when you're ready, carefully rolling up, rebuilding the spine. So we roll down to stay down, okay? So breathe in, chin in, breathe out gently, roll down. At your lowest point, walk the hands forward, keep the feet flat on the floor. So you're in a downward dog position. Breathe in, bring the knees forwards and down. Breathe out, place the feet back down. Breathe in, bring the knees forwards and down. Breathe out, place them back down. Now, if you've got any problems with that, you're coming into cat instead. Round the spine, tuck the chin in, and breathe out. Good, so breathe in to round the spine. Breathe out to release. Sometimes with this downward dog, if you've got blood pressure issues, you might feel a bit more comfortable in the cat. You're going to hover the knees and hold them in place this time. So knees are just above the floor. And then gently release. Good. So from here, box position, back is flat, core muscle sits up. Take a breath in, breathe out, push one leg back. Breathe in, bring it back in. Now I really want you to push the leg away and then draw it back in, like you're pushing through wet sand. So you're pushing the leg out, creating resistance between the foot and the floor, and then bringing that leg back in. Then you can lengthen and raise. Then touch down and draw back in. Now it is important that the leg is fully extended when you lift. Toe touches down, it's still straight, and then you draw it in. So toes touch the floor first. You remember, you don't have to lift it. Level 1 is just out and in. If you want the next level, opposite arm slides along the floor. It doesn't lift, it just slides out. And then your final level, arm and leg come up. Now you've got to be pretty honest with yourself. If you feel your hips are wobbling, then you need to stay at a different level, at a lower level, okay? Don't try and do level 4 if level 2 isn't perfect, if level 3 isn't perfect. Yes, you've got to master each level before you progress on. So I'm going to ask you please for one more on each side. Once you've completed those, you're going to place those forearms and elbows down, and we're lowering the body down. We're coming into our leg pull. So level 1, draw up the pelvis, keep your knees down and hold. Look at the positioning of my head. I don't want you to hang your head. I don't want you to crank your neck. So you keep looking down at the floor so your neck is in line with the rest of the spine. Level 2, bring the knees up off the floor. Continue to breathe and hold. If you want level 3, remembering level 2's got to be perfect, then you can come all the way up onto those hands. Wrists, elbows underneath the shoulders. Make sure the hands aren't wider than the shoulders and your legs aren't wider than your hips. Continue to pull up through the belly button. Breathe and hold. Strengthen right into the core and the lumbar spine. If you begin to shake or wobble, have a little rest. It's just muscle fatigue. Drawing up through the belly button, tightening through the core. And I'm going to ask you to take 3 more or up to 3 more deep, full breaths. Once you've completed those 3, you can gently allow yourself to lower down. Head comes down to the floor. Hands come into the small of the back. And your legs come together. So bringing the legs as close together as you possibly can. And point the toes away. So when you actually do this exercise, keep your forehead down. Okay? Imagine there's a marble underneath your belly button. Pull the belly button up. Okay? That doesn't mean we're lifting the bottom up into the air. We're just drawing up. Okay? Drawing in through the belly. Now breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs. Breathe in. As you breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Heels coming towards the bottom for a double leg curl. Now you could do one leg at a time if you prefer. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in and lengthen. So this is going to work through the back of your thighs and your bottom. So glutes and hamstrings, as well as the core and the lumbar spine. Remember, we're lengthening back out. We're not allowing those legs to lower all the way to the floor. We're just lengthening. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. Once you've completed those 2, you can allow those legs to carefully lower, release the arms, and come back to leg pull. Knees down, level 1, knees up, level 2, up on those hands at level 3. Hold and breathe. You've got to have that tightened feeling right around the centre of your body. Pull up, pull in. So you can feel that engagement through the middle of the body. Continuing to breathe using those full, deep breaths. Well done. So I'm going to ask you, please, for up to 3 more breaths. Once you've completed those 3, I'm going to ask you to come back up into box and start your swimming again. Breathe out to lengthen and raise. Breathe in to lower and draw back in. Opposite arm can slide out. It could raise. Now I want you to imagine that you've got a tray of drinks resting on your back, and you mustn't spill a drop. So the back remains nice and still all the way through. As you swap legs, you're not allowing the hips to drop down. You're keeping that body weight central. Wrists, elbows, shoulders, straight line. Don't have them too far away. Knees under the hips. Don't have the body too far forwards. So in your swimming, strengthening through the core and the lumbar spine, I'd like you please to complete one more on each leg. Try and do an equal amount on each side. Once you've completed those two, you're going to turn yourself round onto one side, lower down and lengthen out. So I am in a straight line, I'm just slightly on the diagonal for your screen. Now, if you're laying on a mat or something, you can use the edge of that to know that you're in that straight line. Head rest down on the arm. This hand, this top arm, is there for your balance, okay? Legs are together, point the toes, breathe in. As you breathe out, raise those legs. Now, already, as soon as those legs came up, the obliques, the waist, began to work. Those legs aren't just holding them, so it's not magic. You're using the muscles to keep them drawn up, okay? So with your top leg, we're going to have a raise, and with our bottom leg, we're going to have a kick, but alternate, okay? Breathe in, breathe out. Top leg comes up, breathe in, it lowers, and then breathe out, bottom leg kicks forward, breathe in to return. Now the range of movement is entirely up to you, but be honest with yourself. If you're lifting so high that the body starts to roll, make the movement smaller. If you're kicking and the knees are bending, make it smaller. Hand is there. If you're absolutely sure that you're balanced and you're doing exercise correctly, then you can take that supporting hand away. Breathing out as the leg moves away from you. Breathing in as it comes back in. Even if that movement is only small, you are still working. So don't worry about how far that leg goes. Hand is there for your balance. I keep cranking my neck to look at the camera and I should be looking straight ahead. Maybe I should have the camera lower, I don't know. I'm going to ask you for one more of each movement, please. Once you've done those, just keep those legs lifted, held and still. Hands there for balance or not. Just deep, full breaths, keep those legs in place. Try and lift them another couple of inches if you can. You can always bring that hand back down if you have taken it away already. I'm going to ask you to complete 4 deep, full breaths. Once you've completed those 4, you can allow those legs to carefully lower, and by all means give that hip a little bit of a rub if it needs it. Then I'm going to ask you to push yourself to sit. Now as you come up to sit, legs are bent, feet are down, shoulders are down, relaxed, but your back is lengthened with your chin up off the chest, okay? Only go as far as comfortable for you. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis under, so you've got that little C-shaped spine. Breathe out and lower as far as comfortable. Then breathe in, start to come up, and then breathe out all the way back up. Lengthen the spine. You could do this is just a roll up, this is called, with legs out straight if you prefer, okay? So sometimes if you've got a lower back problem, or you've got a tight hamstring or short hamstring, then straight legs is more comfortable. Doesn't make it any harder or any easier, it's where you are comfortable. Breathe in to tilt, breathe out to lower. If you can get all the way down, that's great, but remember, however far you go down, you've got to get back up without wobbling those knees, without lifting those feet. So what you're doing is breathe in to tilt, breathe out to lower. Breathe in, start the lift, breathe out, continue all the way up. Only as far as comfortable for you. Strengthening through the core, through the lumbar spine. Deep, full breaths. So those movements are slow and controlled because your breathing is controlling the pace. Okay, so as long as you're using full deep breaths, then your movements will be slow and controlled, which is exactly what we want. Okay? Lovely. So I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more repetitions of roll up. Legs can be straight if you prefer. Breathe in, tilt. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, start the lift. Breathe out, continue. Once you've done those 2, I'd like you to carefully bring yourself all the way down onto your back. Legs out nice and straight. So you've got your legs out fully extended. Point the toes away. Relax the shoulders down. Draw the tummy in. Now, if you have a lower back injury and you are uncomfortable in this position, then you can do one leg bent, one leg straight, okay? And when we get moving, you'll just do the straight leg, okay? But you'll do 5 on one leg and 5 on the other. Otherwise, both legs are out straight. Breathe in, breathe out as you lift one leg. Breathe in, pull the toes in. Breathe out, pull the toes out. Breathe in, pull the toes in, same leg guys. Breathe out, lengthen away. So it's a slight shortening of the muscle and then a lengthening. The other leg is down. Obviously if you've got that back injury, any problems in the lower back, then have that leg bent. You're going to do one more with this leg. Breathe in, pull it in. Breathe out, push it out, and then return. Breathe in as you breathe out, other leg comes up. Breathe in, point the toes in. Breathe out, point the toes out. In, out, like the hokey cokey. Yes. Bringing that leg towards you. Bringing it away. Other leg is in place. Good. Shortening and lengthening of the core. Well done. Deep, full breath, smooth and controlled. You're going to do one more with this leg. And then allow it to lower. And then bend your legs. Place the feet down. So in this position, make sure the shoulders are down. Make sure your back is in a comfortable neutral spine position. So you should just be able to touch those fingertips together under the small of the back. Okay? Breathe in as you breathe out. Lift one leg up into a right angle. Should be able to reach that knee. If there's a big bend on your elbow, then that leg is too close, okay? And if you can't reach that knee, that leg is too far. So you should just have a gentle softness to the elbow. Maintaining this position is your level 1 of the 100. Deep, full breaths. Each one through the rib cage. If you want to go further, then you can bring the other leg up as well. Make sure you've still got your neutral spine. Shin, the front of the lower leg is facing the ceiling. If you want to go further, breathe in, breathe out, bring up the shoulders, the head, chin off the chest, breathe in, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you could do this little pulse movement with just one leg raised if you prefer. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or both legs raised. Don't let those legs come together. Keep the feet and the knees hips distance apart. Breathe in, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Imagine I've placed a spirit level across your hips. Bubble of air, central and still. Now I'm going to ask you for 2 more breaths and then lower that right leg down. Well, the leg you lifted first comes down and just have the other leg lifted, held and still. Start at the beginning. Don't jump a level. Start at the beginning. So that other leg is lifted, held and still. Right angle in the knee. Core muscles in place. Neutral, comfortable spine. We now know that the next leg is going to be to lift the leg or to bring the upper body up and add the pulse. Breathe in. As you breathe out, other leg can come up. Upper body can come up. Breathe out, push the hands down. So you've got one or both legs raised, and you're pushing the hands down towards the floor. Keep going, I just need to wet my mouth. Good. So strengthen across the core and the lumbar spine, the 100. If you're pulsing, that's where the 100 would come in, because you would do 100 little pushes. Yeah? So I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths at your level, so it's either one leg or both legs, with or without the pulse, and then carefully allow the upper body to come down if you've got it lifted. Allow that leg to come down, and let's bring the first leg we had up again, okay? We're going to bring the arms up, fingers point to the ceiling, breathe in. As you breathe out, arms are going to go over and that leg is going to come out. And then we're going to breathe in and return. Breathe out, pull away, breathe in and return. Any problems here, then you can do just the arms or just the leg. Alright, so that's an easier option, just the arms or just the leg. If you want to make it harder, then you're going to bring the other leg up, but you're going to keep it still. So you're still only moving that one leg. Breathe out to lengthen, breathe in to return. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in, and in place. So I'm going to ask you, with this leg, for 2 more repetitions, only going as far as comfortable for you. Once you've completed those 2, allow the leg to come down, breathe in, breathe out, lift the other leg, breathe in, breathe out, extend, breathe in, return. So you're allowing that leg to be pulled away, going out as far as comfortable for you. Point the fingers, point the toes. You've got to watch what's happening with this other knee. Make sure it stays still. Don't let it wobble out. If you're going further, you're bringing that leg up. Careful we don't drop our heels though. Breathe out to lengthen. Breathe in to return. I'm going to ask you, please, for up to 4 more breaths. Remember, you've got the option here of just the leg or just the arms. Mobilising around the shoulders and across the top of the back. We're lengthening through the leg, lengthening through the core, and releasing. When you've done your 4, arms are going to come back down. If you've got both legs lifted 1 foot at a time, never put both feet down at the same time. It's a harsh movement for that lower back. It's easier, it's better, safer. That's the word I'm looking for. Safer to take 1 leg down at a time. Once you've got both feet flat on the floor, give yourself a nice long body stretch. And then when you are ready, you're going to turn onto that other side. What we do on one side, we must do on the other. And we lengthen the body out. We're looking straight ahead. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise the legs. Hand is there for balance. Breathe in. Breathe out, raise the top leg. Breathe in to release. Bottom leg. Breathe out to kick. Breathe in to return. So we're allowing those legs to move one at a time, alternating between that lift and the kick. Working down the side of the leg, inner and outer thigh. If you don't need the hand there for balance, take it away. The range of movement is entirely up to you, so you're only going as far as you comfortably can without compromising your posture. Remember, if you need to, that hand is there. Take it away if you don't need it. Breathe out as you move away, in as it comes back in. Only move the legs as far as comfortable for you without rolling. If either of those is uncomfortable, just do the one that's okay. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more of each move, working through the obliques, through the core, through the lumbar spine, round the hip, the inner, the outer thigh. How many muscle groups? Minimum of 5. And then you're going to keep those legs lifted, held, and still. And just try and lift them up an extra couple of inches if you can. Make sure the core is engaged, make sure the neutral spine is in place. We're in a nice long line with or without the hand there for our balance. And we're working straight into the waist, into the obliques. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more deep, full breaths. And once you've completed those 2, you can gently allow those legs to lower. Give it a little rub if you need to. Well done. So carefully from here, guys, when you're ready, bring yourself around into a box position. So we're back to where we started, okay? You're going to sit back on your heels, lengthen those arms out. Just gives you a little stretch around the shoulders and around the glutes. Good. Hands come back towards the legs. You're going to curl the toes under, push back into a crouch position. We are going to make our way to stand, alright? So if you need to hold on to anything, please move towards that, okay? Breathe in, place the feet down, and then breathe out to begin rolling up through the back. Use as many breaths as you need to, but don't rush the movement. Coming all the way up, back into that standing position. And once you're all the way up, make sure that you are balanced and centered. You're not lopsided, you're not leaning. Correct the posture, relax the shoulders, lengthen the back, engage the core. Lift up onto the, I'm quite demanding, aren't I? You must do this, you must do this. Good, and release. Lift up onto the chest. I'm low maintenance, really. Well done. And again, lift up. I don't think Mr. B would agree, but I am. Lift up, hold it there, close your eyes if you can. Well, of course you can close your eyes. Close your eyes if you want to test the balance. And release. Well done. So that is your Pilates for today, guys. Very well done if you joined in. Let me just check my timetable and I'll tell you what else is happening. Stop me little watch so I know I've done my Pilates. So, later on 4 o'clock you've got your legs, bumps and tums, okay? And then tomorrow morning we have got Pilates again. So we're going at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning with Pilates. Mixed ability, the same as we've done today. Not the same exercises, I'll mix that up for you. And also tomorrow lunchtime, 12 o'clock, we're going to have a low impact conditioning class. So that's like if you really can't jump around for one reason or another, if you are new to exercise or recovering from injury, it's a nice gentle low impact class at 12 o'clock tomorrow and then hit at 4 o'clock tomorrow. So 3 again for you then. Legs, bumps and tums today at 4. Take care and I'll see you soon. Well done, guys.